Hi friends, how are you? How's it going? I hope you guys can hear me. I think we're good. So just say hello if you can hear me. Happy Friday night. It's Vicki here. Are you ready to make some art with me? I've got my Diet Coke ready and we're all set. And now I just got to make sure it's all working. Hello, Suzanne. How are you? Again. Hi, Julie. How are you? And Jackie's in the house. Hello, Robin. How you guys doing? How was your week? I don't know. That week went by and like lickety split and it was done, right? Just absolutely crazy. Uh, Lots of you guys are here. Hi, how are you doing? How was your week? How was your Friday? Hi, Ginger. How are you? Hello, Patty. So I feel like I was just madly doing the homework like a crazy woman. So then I looked and went, oh my goodness, look what time it is. And I was making the arts and almost forgot to come on the live. I was enjoying the process. So I wonder how many of you are going to play along tonight? How many of you are just hanging out because it's all you can handle today? Oh, lots of you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying hello. I love it. I'm reading all of it from all over the world. Super awesome. I know you guys are here on YouTube and you're watching on Facebook. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you play along tonight. And if not, that's okay. I'm just happy for the company. It has been a crazy week here in my house. So I just keep reading the comments. So I'm not looking at the camera the whole time. I'm reading the comments. Totally just lost my train of thought because it's what I do, but I have all, look at Mari, look what I have on. Your package arrived today and I love them. Thank you so much. I haven't had a chance to message you. I grabbed my phone to do it and then got sidetracked doing something else, but I love them. Thank you so much for the birthday gift. Totally love them. The butter she gave me, there's like a whole like swarm of butterflies on a pair of earrings and then these rainbow feathers. I absolutely love them. So Maxine's saying she just got her foundations paper and did some stencils and found some stencils in Edmonton store. I love it. Oh my goodness. And is it Janae? I'm not sure if that's how I say your name. Her son is sick after his second dose of the vaccine. I hope he's feeling better soon. We're in Ontario, Canada, are in full-on lockdown now, even more so, where they're going to fine people if you leave your house for no good reason. All the golf courses, my husband's very sad because he thought he was going to get to go golf. Not happening. Playgrounds, everything. We are shut down here. So I am excited to make some art. Just hanging out, rough week. Big hugs, Veronica. A lot of you just hanging out. You do what you need to do tonight. I'm just happy to have you here. I am going to, this will be very relaxed tonight. I want to do the next step for last week's because we had created that circle stencil masking awesomeness. And tonight I did a whole bunch of very quick backgrounds with a combination of art crayons, my art crayons, and with Tim Holtz Distress ink, not oxide, just inks, just layered. So I had, I'm trying to figure out where I put them. I did a blue and teal background. I did a purple background and a green one that I will have to heat gun a little bit before we start. Because like I said, I just whipped through my homework. I was doing work, kitting kits and packing boxes and processing orders. So this is the first creative time I've had all week. I've been sitting in the same spot on a computer all week long. So I'm super excited to do this. Are your art crayons the same as the new? No, they're not that you're using in your new class. I'm not using them in the class. I'm the new, I don't have them handy. Markers that just came out with color study are not the same as art crayons. They're totally different. I know it's confusing, but it's the same as distress crayons and scribble sticks, and they're all water soluble, but totally different. So like I said, we will be getting to doing, I'm going to do a comparison video of art crayons with the new gel markers, or gel crayons, so you can see the difference. I just have to get through all the work first. So no, not the same. I'm not using them in the class because not everyone has them, right? So if I use them in the class, then some people have them, some people won't. So I won't be using them in the color study Lollapalooza weekend. Just seeing if I'm missing anything. Just got the new crayons, yes, and I will do a comparison video so you can see how they're different and how I'll use one as compared to the other. It's the same with water soluble inks. There's lots of them out there, but they don't necessarily all do the same thing, right? Just same but different. So thank you tonight. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up already. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribing and you like the video on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed or liked and followed me on Facebook, make sure you're doing that as well. Any questions? How you guys doing? Chat with me. Again, hi Nicole, hi Natalie. I see you guys out there, and Mari, all of my design teams here. I love it. All your boxes I just dropped off at Shoppers. So they are on their way. Very excited to get the stuff to the design team so they can start making things. I cannot wait to have 5 minutes of free time to make. This week has been crazy. I finished with my designers at American Crafts, my next collection that will come out in the fall. We put that to bed today. Put it to bed, finished it, was all approved. Everyone on all the bosses liked it. It's very good. Super exciting. Am I sewing tonight? I'm going to sew on this, Ashley, but I didn't pull my sewing machine out. So let's see how it goes. If you want me to sew, I can pull it out and we'll fingers crossed that my machine will work. I think it is working now. I cleaned it and rethreaded the bobbin and did all of the things. I will be sewing on this background. I just, like I said, didn't pull it out yet, but I can pull the sewing machine out. I was at a craft store buying some color study and was talking to many ladies that love you. That's so nice, Stacy. Thank you. It's very nice to hear. You know what I mean? I sit in my house doing my things, and I don't get to interact very much anymore, especially in COVID times, right? I normally would be in front of you guys at live classes and getting to hug you in person and laugh with you and eat snacks and make art. And we just do that on Friday nights now from our homes, right? And I will take whatever I can get. So any other questions? But yes, lots of lovelies are here tonight. I'm very happy to have you here. So I did some homework. Like I said, I just whipped through it now because I didn't have time to come down here because I'm getting all your kits out that everyone has been awesome and purchased tons of kits, and it is a big job. And we were doing that all week, and it's going out. Everything should be out by next week. How do you store your stencils? In a drawer, Laura. I put them all in a drawer. I have the bigger stencils in those bins, you get at Michael's, those plastic stackable 13 by 13, I think they are, plastic bins. I store them in those. They're all over. I have the ones that I use all the time are in a little container right on my desk. But I have in, when you go into Home Goods, Home Sense, Winners, TJ Maxx, and you go into the department that all the towels are, and you can go down that one section that will have like storage things that you can put your makeup in and your eyeshadow palettes. I have stackable drawers that I love for my stencils. So my stencils are in clear plastic stackable drawers because it is probably the thing I use the most. Stamps and stencils, along with anything that will create art, are my go-to. The things that I have are crayons, distress inks, paints, glazes. And I mean, I buy everybody's, not just the ones with my name on it. I encourage you to buy all of the things because I buy all of the things. So that's what I do. I like to have them close at hand. But I have big stencils too, right? Like floor size stencils that I'm going to be doing some fun things. Seeing that we can't leave, our house. I don't see that changing. Like, stuff will probably open, but in Canada, the rollout of the vaccine is very slow. So I feel like the summer will be around the house. So watch, because I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing to make my backyard an oasis. We have a pool back there, and it's all concrete. And I'm going to do some stenciling on the fence to make it have like kind of a little bit of a boho vibe. So I'll be sharing that. I'm going to do the mixed media art even in the backyard. So I will share that as well. Let's see. I just bought my first distress oxide today. You will not regret it, Robin. I just find that I love distress inks, and I use them with my art crayons. They're my go-tos, right? I have my art crayons. I love my distress ink. I love my distress oxides. I have every single color, full size and the minis for regular distress, and all of the oxides. I love them. I don't share that kind of stuff with you because I get any kind of special reward for it, or there's nothing other than I love Tim, so I will support everything he does. But it's a good product, right? It's a good product, and I find easy to use. Once you start playing with it, you figure out how to blend with them. It is the gift that just keeps on giving. So I love them, love them, love them. You really do save money to buy Vicki's kits from her and get the workshops too. I try to make it so there's value there. And then the value is that we will sit down for a whole weekend for the ones that are like Vicki Boutin based classes. I am quite happy if you shop at your favorite scrapbook store. Send them your business, show them your love. I always have access only. So if you already have your own supplies, you can totally do that. Or, and then I do a couple of kits because that's how I make my living, is selling some class kits on my site. But like, you know, I want you to share the love all over. And thank you. I'm happy for wherever you're buying my product. It makes me happy. Support all of the places, right? Yay. So who had a grandbaby? Congratulations. I didn't see that. You know, I like to chat with you guys before we get started. If you're new here, this is what we do. This is community. Normally, right, if you're a paper crafter for a long time, you know, we go to crops, and it's like the old school quilting bee. This really is community-based art making. And a lot of my followers are traditional scrapbookers. I make all of the things. I am trying, like I always say, I get you guys here, and a lot of you are traditional scrapbookers, but I hope by the end of this year, I can get you right on board with doing art journaling with me, making canvases, doing all of the things, because I really like sometimes projects with no vision. Do you know what I mean? Just sitting down to make the art for the sake of making the art. It feeds my soul. I love non-photo based art as well. And I think I'll get you guys there with me eventually, right? Eventually. Some of you are already there and you're ready. You're like, yeah, let's do the things. But for some of my friends, I know I need to get you on board with, look, I'm a card maker now. Who knew? And that's something I didn't think was kind of in my bag of tricks, but I'm doing the things. And, oh, I'm sorry. I see that it's a community. So you guys are having your own conversation that I'm missing. So, I'm sorry. I see somebody lost somebody this week. Sorry about that. If there's birthdays out there, let me know. I would love to say happy birthday to you guys. It's my mother-in-law's birthday was this week. So happy birthday, Diane. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible daughter-in-law lately. And all I do is work, and I'm going to try to find some kind of balance after I get through this pile of work. Right? I just want to make some art, but sorry so much, Julie, or sorry for the loss that you suffered this week that I didn't see it. So I don't know. Happy birthday, Heather. It's her birthday today. Everybody send some birthday wishes Heather's way, because that is super exciting. And Deb, your April 25th is coming up. That's my birthday too, Deb. So we'll celebrate the same day. So happy birthday. If you guys are having birthdays, if you had a rough week, big hugs, let's make some art. So like I said, last week, I always know what things that we make that you guys are totally on board with, because the Vicki Boutin Creative Community group page on Facebook is flooded with art. This one was more of a trickle because I don't think everybody was wrapping their head around. It's not, they looked at it and went, meh, it's okay. I don't know what we can do with it. So that will be my goal over this week and next week, is to show you things that we can make. We're going to make cards. We're going to do a whole bunch of things. I'm going to do some smaller scale masked circles. I'm going to do a background with a whole bunch of different sizes of circles. And then we'll make some layout, a card, some different things. Okay. Tina, that's very exciting. Turning 50. Very exciting. Guess what? That's the number for me this year. So April 25th will be my 50th birthday as well. I'm super excited. We'll do something fun to celebrate. I will be teaching at an event that weekend, but we will do all of the things. All of the things are going to happen. Hi, Ange. How are you? Okay, so homework. Look at it's drying. You can see my, let me get some of the drips and I'll flip the camera. But I was quickly making, and you can see now that my circle is very dirty and I kind of dig it, right? But I made a green background. I made a blue background with some turquoise. I made a purple, some purple homework, and then this kind of pinky peach background. So we're going to cut them apart. We're going to make some kind of decide, because maybe we'll keep this cleaner tonight and we'll put it all on. I'm missing all of your stuff. We'll layer it on a clean background or a piece of pattern paper. Don't know. Let's just cut it apart and do the things. This is totally something Nicole Noah Sad will love, because this is like her cup of tea. Her cup of tea are pie charts. She is amazing with the pie charts. So I'm going to do the things tonight, and I'm going to cut it apart, and we're going to have all different slices of the pie. And that's why I'm thinking that maybe I'll keep one of them as my background and we'll layer on top of it. Don't you think that'll be fun? I think that'll be fun. I so wish that you guys could talk with me instead of me just listening to myself. I'm bored of myself. I'm bored of spending time with myself. Anybody else feel like that? And I know some of you guys probably leave the house to work and everything else, but I spend all my time with me and my husband and my kids, and I don't really see anybody else. I got to see my mom this week, and that was really nice, because like I said, it's a whole year of I'd be spending time with all of my friends, and spend my time just with me. To keep you kept the earrings on. I love them. Yes, I did, because it's funny. So I love them. Can you tell they're reflective rainbows? So they keep reflecting on my screen on my computer, and I keep going, what's that flashing on my computer? And they just make me happy. So I love them, Mari. Thank you. You know me. And then I had ordered a whole bunch of rainbow earrings, and they just came in yesterday. So I will be wearing them. Fun. And you can never lose your creative mojo, Nicole. You say that all the time, but I feel like it's there. And I always say, if you kind of are in a creative slump, grab your craft projects, whatever you do, look for one from your past makes that you love. Like you look at it and you're like, I love this page, and recreate it in different patterns, different colors, change the direction of the design. I always say your best inspiration can be be inspired by your own creations. So I will remake, because I think just the process of sitting down and making something can get you out of a slump. So that is my little bit of advice for you. And Nicole's saying she hasn't scrapped in weeks, waiting for color study to break out of the funk. I think you'll be excited. The box is huge. It's colorful, it's fun. I haven't made anything with color study yet, and I can't wait to do that. So hopefully that will come after I get all the kits out. But I'm going to flip the camera around and let's get started. Let's make some stuff. Either make along with me or take some notes, plan for it, fold your laundry, whatever you're doing. And let's start making the things. So I'm going to go to the other camera. I think that looks good, right? The one thing I haven't been noticing that I haven't been doing is checking. So let me just look at this. I want to make sure that just a second, friends. I don't know what you guys are looking at, but I don't think I can do it on here. I wanted to make sure the quality was good on the camera, because it's something I noticed that I should check, because it doesn't automatically go to the better quality. But I don't think I can do it. All I can do is edit the mic settings. So we'll just leave it, and we'll have to watch for the next time. Does the picture look okay for you guys? Am I the only, I missed your comment, only one that misses Vicki's manual camera flip? You miss my Blair Witch? Like, look it, but I'm learning, Denise, and I'm growing, and things are getting better. And Julie, big hugs, because I didn't see what had happened with you this week, but just know, sending you lots of love and support, flipping the things around so I can see everything, and let's get started. So did you guys do some homework this week? Were you trying the things? Are you not? This isn't your cup of tea? What's happening out there? Let me show you what I did make. And like I said, I combined art crayons, and I combined art crayons and distress inks. No oxides for the backgrounds that I made. That's why it's a mess. I literally looked at the clock and it was 5 to 8, and I threw everything in the sink. It's a huge mess just in the sink, because I'm like, oh my goodness, Vicki, you were so excited that you weren't even organized. It's what happened. But I'm here, right? And this week, that is a huge achievement that I'm here, because it has been non-stop craziness. I'm loving this background. I'm going to end up using that for something. This is what we created last week, if you didn't see. And I'm going to use this as a base. So it's as if it was a piece of pattern paper or ready-made background. And next week, we're going to actually make some projects. So tonight, we're just going to kind of add on and maybe stamp on some of this. I'm going to make a pie chart background, and then I'm going to make a layout out of it. And any scraps I have left over, we're going to use for something else. So that's the plan for tonight. Does that sound good? Just got your second live tonight. Didn't know about the homework. No big deal, Angela. I'm not going anywhere, right? All of this stuff you can make whenever you like. You hope to play along. I love it. And like I said, you can make this out of anything. I use the distress ink and lots of stencils. I am not telling a fib when I tell you guys which stencils do I buy. Pretty much every stencil I find. I don't think you can ever have enough stencils. Stamps I love too. I really, really love stencils. So I don't think I'm going to do much messy tonight. I think we will build on what is already here. So like I said, I was just playing with all of the things. When you see my collections, even if you're a card maker or whatever you do, I really recommend that you buy the stencils, even if you aren't too much into pattern paper, but it's fun. My son's girlfriend has been helping Kit color study. So like I said, tons of paper in that. So imagine 24 pattern papers. There are about 5 of them that you get 2 of each pattern, and at least 1 that you get 3 sheets. So I think when we're done, I think I listed it online that there are 34 pattern papers, because I don't know, I'm crazy. We'll never use all of it, but it's there. And that's why I think this would be fun. We can decide if we want to cut it apart and put it on pattern paper, or we can cut it apart and layer as one of these, leave this as a base and layer on top. Kind of leaning towards that. And we'll decide, right? I've started making stencils with your Cricut. It's a great idea. Let's welcome to the fam now help kit. Hi, Rich.
Taking a break from my box shipping.
Why? There's no time for breaks. You have work to do.
I'm done now.
No, he's not done, right? There's no time for breaks, dude. Get to work. So let's decide. I'm going to be cutting apart because this one is going to be pie shape. I know I'm going to cut that apart. I'm thinking I'm going to keep this, I think, as the base. Okay. And then we can do some other things. We can stamp on it. We can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want, right? So I'm going to cut these out. I'm sorry, thinking of you, friend. I'm missing all of the things, right? Chop, chop, Rich. That's what I'm saying. There's no rest. There's no breaks, dude. I think he worked for like 15 minutes and decided it was time for a golf club swing break. And you guys would die if you saw him because he's got a toque on and gloves and sweater and shorts. But he wears the tiniest toque you ever saw. So he has a little bean head. So every time I look at him and go, dude, why can't you wear a bigger hat? You got a bean head. But anyway, oh, you're not staying tonight, Debbie. You'll watch playback. Thanks for coming and saying hello. And whenever you're ready to watch it, it will be here. Maybe he should form a union. I'm telling you, he doesn't need a union. If anything, like he should say, samosa, and he should get out there and work. Funny guy. So I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to cut all of them out except for whatever you're using as your base. And then we're going to start putting the pieces on. And I think this is going to be really fun. And because this will be the base of my layout, I'm going to do one that's a layout. I also will probably do something around the edges, just not sure yet. Okay. So you love the purple one. Is this your favorite? I know a lot of you guys, and you don't see me do purple too much. But I thought these were all nice and contrasty. This is my favorite. I have to say I really love this one. I love how it kind of bled out the side. And I'm kind of digging this kind of sunshiny color palette. But you could do this in neutrals. You could do it in rainbow, whatever you decide. So I'm going to start by cutting out roughly the circle, and then we're going to cut it apart. I'm going to leave a little bit of a white border because that makes me happy. I'm not cutting it like a perfect circle. We're just going to cut our little pizza pie out, right? So did anyone do the homework? Be honest with me if you were watching this one and going, I don't know, this is not my jam. I think Vicki is crazy. This is not the prettiest thing she's ever done. Because like I said, like when we draw hand-drawn flowers, you guys are like making flowers like crazy. I know now for a lot of my American friends, you're getting your COVID shot and you're probably, life is a little bit more where you can leave the house and such. Not the case here. I don't know across Canada what we're looking at, but I know here we're certainly not. If anything, they're saying the COVID cases are going up. And I think I read somewhere that even in some states in the US, the COVID cases are, see, look how pretty that is, are going up, but I'm tired of it all. Won't lie. You finish your homework today. I love it, Dorina. Want to see tonight and then make so I can see what colors I would like. I love it. Got my second vaccine this week. That's very exciting. I'm very happy for you, Robin. Lurking tonight. I love my lurkers, but I love as a lurker that you still are talking to me. It's really nice when you guys are out there and you just say, hey, because I'm finding I laugh that some of my local friends, they're like, oh, I watch your Friday night lives. I love them. It'd be really nice if you talk to me for a second. All you have to do is comment a little like, hey, it's so-and-so watching from 2 streets over. Or, hey, it's so-and-so your friend from Crop and Create. Or, hey, it's your mother. Make sure you go to bed early enough tonight. You've been staying up too late. Because my mother will say to me, you look tired, or your voice sounds really tired, or Sheila will tell me those things. Oh, just look at that, friends. Like, do you see? Look at. Even if you use them just like that, like, look at. See, here's the whole thing is when you're working, stop and look. Because now I just got an idea of like, how awesome would this be smaller if we mask and make smaller circles, cut them out. And then when you sew them on your page, look at that awesome dimension. And even though you have like a white layer on white layer, the shadow creates lots of fun layerable backgrounds. I love it. Hi, B, how are you? You got your first vaccine? Busy with taxes? Yes, I know, tax season, right? For all of my accountant style friends. Hi, Vicki, so glad I found you on here. Hi, Dawn, how are you? And we're making lots of new friends, and that's very exciting, right? But when you start cutting them out, I'm really digging that. Even the one with the little pimple. It's very fun. And don't overwork it, because I literally, not lying, just made all of these backgrounds you see here tonight. I made in about 30 minutes because I was processing orders because all of the kits are shipping from my website. And it is a humongous job. It is not for the faint of heart. And then went, oh, Friday Night Live. I didn't have a chance to do homework. I have to whip something together. And I literally made all of these backgrounds tonight in about 30 minutes. So once I get them cut out, I'm going to kind of give you little Cole's notes on how I did them, because it's a little different from last week. Same idea, but I wanted it to be fast. So I did a mix of art crayon. Oh, I almost cut this one out, friends. Did you almost catch me and say, don't do that one? Yay. I'm glad. That's awesome, Judy, that they took care of you. They're awesome over on Cherry on Top. So how did I do them so fast? So I think this will be helpful, right? If I tell you guys how this worked. I started with this one. So this background, when I started with it, I put my mask down and I use the same one. And I mean, I didn't tape it down, nothing. I just threw it on the paper like this. And I did the kissing technique. The first thing I did is I kissed art crayon, and then I grabbed a bunch of distress ink colors. So this one is mustard seed. There is some picked raspberry, and what is this one? Abandoned coral, I think. Abandoned coral. And I went in here and I kissed the ink down and the art crayon. I went in with yellow art crayon to start. I dried it. And then I went in with the ink blending tool and I went over top of the ink, and it really created this fun technique where it was watercolor first and then putting full ink with the ink blending tool, right? And then I went in with a stencil, and while it was wet, I just went over it quickly with the picked raspberry. So stencil here, stencil there, and then watermarking. So literally no fussy anything, just threw the stuff on there and got it done, because we're going to cut it apart. So you don't need to Picasso each one of these. Okay, friends, you do not need to Picasso it. So I'm hoping you guys can see. And I can list the stencils I used as well. I can do that after. This is the new Vicki Boutin one that came with Color Study. And this is a Tim Holtz. But look at the colors are really pretty on there, right? And then I went in with this one and did the same. Actually, this is the one I started with, and went in with the bright green art crayon out of the Cool set and just kissed it down there, quick dry with my heat gun. It wasn't even completely dry. Went in there and threw some distress ink on, and then went through the stencil and put some ink through it, then watermarked. quick, quick, quick. Literally these, each of them, don't spend any more than 15 minutes on it. You're going to cut it apart. Okay. And then this one, this is what's exciting with this purple, why I'm digging it as well, is it's purple and this is actually blue. So I use 3 shades of purple distress ink, but right here, isn't this pretty? Why this turned out so magically. So the blue you see in the background is art crayon. I went in with the baby blue art crayon. And then I went over it on top with Dusty Concord. I don't know my distress ink colors. Just a second. My head's turned. I'm trying to find it. I'll write them down though, okay? I'll go through. They're all behind me and I'll post it. And then I went over with Faded Jeans through the stencil. But then over here is magical because this was the last thing I did. And by blending it over top, all of the other colors made this beautiful color. I have to say, purple, you know, is not normally my cup of tea. I love this one. So I'm hoping it's close enough to the camera. Dusty Concord, thank you. But I have to tell you, this is, remember, this is my sleeper favorite ink. Turn it around. Just give me a second and I'll tell you what it is. Because I feel like I need to share that because I freaking love it. But I have piles of ink everywhere. Remember, I threw everything out of the way. I will find it. What is that pink one I like, friends? The light pink one that I always tell you guys I love it. Where did I put it? Sorry, this is what happens when Vicky's disbobulated. Tattered Rose, thank you. That is exactly it. That's Tattered Rose, and it made magic. And then the greens was literally the last thing I did, and went in 3 shades of distress ink and watermarked it. This I did in like a minute because it was time to come on live. But yes, thank you, Tattered Rose. It is what it is tonight, right? Hello, Margie. How are you? You got both your shots because you care for your mom. I love it. I love hearing that each of you are getting your shots, and hopefully we're starting to see some kind of light at the end of this nightmare tunnel, right? Okay, so this I'm going to use as my base. So now, don't you think it's going to be fun to put some pie pieces in here? So let's go to it. It's a piece of paper in your time. Don't freak out. We're going to cut it. So I'm going to try to kind of find the center-ish of this. So another little tip we could have done, and just decide, decide how you want to turn it, right? Like what part of that pie do you want? So I don't necessarily need to go through the middle that way. I might go through like this. All right. And then I'm just going to kind of cut little pie pieces. And then we can decide how we're going to do them. And I might manually kind of cut it too, right? Oh, this is going to be fun, friends. So let's do it. Let's hope Vicki is not a total flake today, that I can do things, because my brain is not on full power. So I might just kind of cut it, and then I might funk it up a little bit. So let's decide. I don't necessarily want to cut, so I'm going to do this to find my center. Okay. And then I can decide what I want to cut out of that. Because I kind of really dig in this little blue piece. And like I told you guys before, I'm going to use these scraps. I'm going to make some cards. I'll do some other things, but kind of dig in that. And this does not have to be perfect. We can decide when we do it where we want to have some of these. Let's get some purple. I laugh because I love when you guys, you're having full conversations in that. but I won't lie when I say then I feel left out. So my circle is about 9 inches. I'm going to make some kind of little marker. How am I going to do this? Little marker. 9-ish. Does it have to be perfect? It does not. But if you've met me before, I have issues. So, can I find that? Probably not at all. Where that center mark was. But it's got to be around here somewhere. Who cares, Vicki? Just go for it. And then fold it again. Just to kind of figure that out. It's gonna be fun, don't you think? What are you guys thinking? So I'm just working away here tonight. So they're roughly the same length. Yes, Nicole, roughly the same length, but could you make some longer? You could. Maybe I will as we get going, right? I'm not going to make them all the same size though. Some are going to be just super thin. And I really want just kind of this peachy color here. So I'll grab a piece of that. And you know what I'm saying tonight, Nicole. It's been a week from you know what. So this is not probably as planned as I would sometimes do these things. But I'm just making the best of it, right? Just making the best of it, doing it. But this is totally going to be sewn. I will totally sew on this because that, like, look at with the zigzag stitch, but they can come out deeper. So like Nicole was saying, they're about the same length. Yes, but now that she said that, maybe I should make a bigger piece of the pizza, right? It sure has been a week. Anybody else out there? How has your week been? First time doing a pie layout. Very excited. It's going to be very fun. And you guys can see how this could be a beautiful piece of art for your house. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be photo related, right? You could make minis of this. Like, it's so fun. I bet you, Nicole, like, I'm going to throw the gauntlet down for her because I don't lie when I say she is the queen of the pie chart. I still have projects from Nicole before I even knew her that I have saved, like in my Pinterest file of like layouts that I love that are Nicole based. She just rocking the pie chart, are beautiful. And I love the idea of making these a little bit longer. I don't know if I killed that idea already with my lack of planning, but I'm kind of digging that, right? And the other thing we can do is I could always come in again with another color, right? If I'm like, I missed that. Can I copy you and do this for video, for blog in my way? 100%. 100%, right? I will love, here's the best thing about what we do is I share these ideas, then you guys are inspired to make art and you do it in your way and come up with some of the most amazing things. And I love that. It is the best thing about what we do here is seeing what you guys will come up with, how you will interpret this and what you'll make. Hi, Shelly. I saw Shelly's here. I'm sorry, I'm missing stuff. I struggle with pie charts and 3D shapes in layouts. Too much brain power required. None tonight. I hope you're seeing that, Leanne. Just cut it. It doesn't, there is no room at my table for perfection. Just do the things, right? But I want a piece of orange out of this and a piece of pink and the yellow. And look at, I'm showing you guys, I'm not measuring or anything there. I'm just going to cut something out. I'm going to save the pimple for something else, but look at, not even. Look, I'm going to go rando now. Didn't even look at it, didn't measure, nothing. I want this dot right here. Didn't fold anything, just cutting. I want this one pretty sliver-ish. We will lay it out after. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so much fun, friends. Do you see it coming together now? And I was concerned. You know, I do this sometimes where I'm like, okay, I had an idea, but it might be poo-poo. It might not be a good one, but I'm really liking this. So I'm just going to cut a whole bunch, and then we can decide what pieces of the pizza we want to use after, okay? So just cut some. Look at, we have all these fun slivers. Let's just go for it, man. Let's do the things. I want a kind of a bluer piece of pizza here. Loving it. We can make quite a few layouts from this. It will not be just one. And you watch, I'm going to come up, because now that Nicole has an idea, I have to make sure that I have a good idea too. And maybe I'll be inspired by Nicole's idea. What do you think? I'd be so reluctant to cover up any of the pattern underneath. It's okay though, right? Because here is the whole thing. This is your takeaway from all of this, friends. You can remake any piece of art. Anything you do, you can remake it. I don't want you, when you start doing these backgrounds, if you love a background, if you make one and you absolutely love it, don't cut that one up, copy it, make another one. But I'm going to tell you, once you start down this path, you're going to be making art that you love all the time. You're not going to be a one-hit wonder. So don't worry about once you make one, you're never going to be able to do it again. Vicki, did I miss you listing what type of paper this is? It is my foundations paper. So when you start shopping and you search Vicki Boutin, okay, friends that have been around for a long time, this is probably the best thing that I've come up with that has my name on it. This is the thing that sells out all the time. This is what it looks like when you buy it. So see, this is clear. You can use it for art. This is 140-pound bright white smooth mixed media paper in 12 by 12. It is one of the, I love this paper. I haven't come across anything in this size yet. Somebody will come out, somebody will make this with their name on it. But right now it's still, I don't think there's anything else out there. Once you buy one pad, you will find, this is why ladies and guys will buy multiples of this pad. It doesn't matter if you're a stamp maker. It doesn't matter if you do mixed media art. It doesn't matter if you're a scrapbooker. If you like to use wet mediums, it is freaking awesome. So yes, it is sold out on my site, but I just ordered more because you know I try to keep it in stock all the time. So watch for it. I'm going to need a break. As I said to Rich, I'll get through the kits. I'll get everything out in the mail. And then I still need to write instructions because I had to take a break. Everything came in all at the same time. And then I will restock the store, but it won't be for a little bit, friends, because I know I don't want to burn out. And I feel like I'm close to that with the amount of work I've taken on. And it's just, COVID affects everything, and it has affected timeline, like when stuff is coming. It is what it is. It has been a little bit crazy. Like, look, friends, this is going to be so pretty when it's done. I am so happy that it's coming together better than I thought it was. When we started and I started cutting it, I'm like, I don't know, this might look like crap, but I'm really kind of digging it, right? So there's things I want to make sure. I love that piece of green. I love what's going on here. So I don't want to cover that up too much, but I am going to make some like little sliver pieces. So I'm going to take another piece of pink. So can I ask you a question now? Are you digging this a little bit more than you were last week? Do you remember I posted this that I said, trust, you must, Padawan. because I really believe that sometimes when I'm making this stuff, you look at it and go, oh, wow, Vicki, that one's ugly. Not feeling it at all. And tell me truthfully, do you ever look when I'm making some of this stuff and go, that looks like turd? I don't like that at all. I'm not making that. I like to hang out with Vicki, but I think this one, she missed the mark. And then we get into it a little bit further and you're like, okay, I kind of like it more than I thought I was going to like it. I want to know, because I really believe sometimes when I'm doing this stuff, you think it looks like turd. And then sometimes you're like, oh, I like it. Okay. And then some of you guys that have been around for a while have a little bit more faith. And you're like, oh, it's going to be good. It'll be better than you think it's going to be. But I know some of you are like, oh, geez, she's funny. I like to listen to her and I hang out here, but I'm not making that piece of crap. I know it happens. I want to know, did anybody say that they thought it was crap last week and they're liking it better? I get it now. Thank you, Marcia. Right? And Sandy S., are you saying yes, that you thought it was crap last week and it's better this week? But you see, and here, what's fun with this is it's very clean with a lot of mixed media kind of magic in here, but it's contained funk. But as we're layering this now, I'm digging it. Sometimes I make stuff that I think, okay, that looks like crap. Am I going to be able to pull that one out? And no lie, I will make stuff and think, oh, I don't know, I'm going to rescue this one. This one is not the best. But usually, here's, I guess, my feedback is don't give up. Because I think that's what ends up happening sometimes, right? Is I don't give up. I just keep going and going, okay, you can resurrect this. You can make it look better than what it looks like right now. And when we sew on here, and we can still, I'm going to do some stamping on here too. I'm not sure yet, but it's growing on me. It's okay, Sharon. It's all right, right? I'm digging this. Like I am seeing what's going to happen here, and I am fully on board. Fully on board. We need a little bit more of that pinkyish color. So let's cut a little sliver out of there too. So I want to see if anybody else is telling me they thought it was crap, because I know some of you won't want to hurt my feelings. So you won't tell me it's crap. I love seeing the sewing, but you don't sew. Do you have a sewing machine, Robin? Will you sew? Like you say you don't sew, but is it something that you would do? Would you sew, Robin? Because I really do think it's kind of awesome. That's another thing that Nicole is super awesome at, is stuff with the sewing machine. She's really good at the sewing. So is Natalie out there too tonight? Nat, what are you doing? I bought you a gift, Natalie, this week, because it's something I thought that she would really like. But I don't have it yet, so you can't have the gift yet, but it's coming. So we need some more, I think, of the turquoise, and I wish I would have made some more navy. So oh, look what's on my ink blending tool. So let's make it navy. Let's do the things, right? So I need that to be a little bit more blue. Sorry, shaking the table a little bit. So we can do the things, right? I just had that ink blending tool laying beside me, and it actually still had some blue on it. So let's deepen that up. Let's put some watermark flicks on it, because that's the magic with the distress ink. And we'll lift it off. Oh, I love it. So here's another little tip, friends. So any of these colors, like let's grab another one. Let's just show that thing that just happened. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to reach behind me, and I'm going to grab this Kitsch Flamingo. And I think this ink blending tool will work. I know none of them have oxide, so I can mix on here. I'm Maybe it does though. Look, something funky is going on. It's not pink enough for what I want. So let's go to the raspberry, picked raspberry. And I'm going to just make this a little pinker. So I have a little bit more contrast than what's going on there right now. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think that ink blending tool does definitely have some oxide ink on it. Do not mix it between. Don't do what Vicki just did. You don't want to mix your ink pads with oxide and regular distress because it's chalky and it will contaminate your pad. So don't do what I did. Make sure your ink blending tool is clean. Oh, I love it. So let's do that. Add one more layer. So what I'm doing, if you're like, well, why is she doing this? Is because I don't have enough contrast. Hi, Nat. I would love a very small sewing machine just for scrapbooking. Just make sure, Robin, but still get like a Singer or a Brother. Like go into Walmart or Joann's and buy yourself an inexpensive sewing machine. Don't get one that these companies come out and say, hey, this is a little one, like you can get the ones from China that are for paper crafting or whatever. Just buy an inexpensive sewing machine. That's what I'd recommend because it will still do the job. Okay, I'm just drying this so we can make those watermarks pop. But what I was saying is the reason I'm doing this is if you wanted to make sure you had a piece that had a little bit more contrast or another color for your pie, that's all I'm doing is I wanted a little bit more pink. And then this one was a little bit more of the blue. Okay. You got your Singer on Amazon, right? You can find a good sewing machine at a thrift shop. That's a great idea, Patty. Also, dies have the stitch look too. Yes, I do. There's a bunch of dies. Like Mari made me a beautiful rainbow card with the gift she sent me, and the die that you use, Mari. Which one was it? Which company? It was a rainbow die, but I loved the stitching. There was like little stitches on the die. It's very pretty. Is it Honeybee? So I'm going to make a little thin one and then decide, do we want these? But look at, just make variations of sizes and we're going to do fun things with whatever's left. Don't get rid of your scraps because we'll elevate these. Okay. I'm going to think of something. I'm going to wrap my head around some kind of cool thing we can do with it. Do you run through a lot of needles sewing on paper? Here's something, Karen. I think I've changed my needle twice. I don't find that I have any issues, right? It was a Trinity stamp set. It's beautiful, very beautiful. I'll have to check it out. You can use a tracing wheel, yes, on an ink pad for faux stitches. I love that idea. Mine still lasts a long time, and I used to sew on a lot of paper. Yes, I don't have to change the needles a long time. Oh, you broke your sewing machine the first time you used it? That's no fun, but it could happen. Here's one of my biggest tips. Watch how much adhesive you use because I feel like my needle gets stuck. So I don't put a ton of adhesive on the back if I'm going to sew. Please, could someone tell me if this mixed media card is available in England? Sarah, which one? Oh, the paper? Yes, you can find our any of my English friends on here. You can get it at, I'm just forgetting, what is the store? Can you name some stores in England? I am forgetting from my Birds of a Feather, and it is, the store is like a bird name. I just forgot. I forgot, but I'm hoping somebody on here will. It's called Foundations Paper, and I do have a lot of followers and stores in England. So if you could Hold things with washi tape, yes, and peel off after you stitch. Yes, thank you. Little Magpie. Hey, Little Magpie carries all Vicki Boutin. So if you search that, you certainly should be able to find it. There should be stores in England that carry it, because I do have a big following in England, and there are some good scrapbook craft stores. Art from the Heart, do they carry it? That's awesome. Is that Diane Reevely's store? I'll have to talk to her because I'm sure she would bring it in. But yes, washi tape, like you just don't want to have a lot of adhesive when you're sewing, because I find that gums up your needle. Okay, let's bring it back in, because I really feel, what do you think, Nicole? You are the pie chart aficionado. Are you digging this? So I have, look at all these scraps we're going to do stuff with. So don't get rid of the scraps. Look at all that beautiful art. And I have to say, this is when mixed media to me becomes magic, is when you cut it apart and you lay it on a crisp, clean background. Yes, it's her store. I'm going to have to reach out to Diane, because I feel like we need to make that happen. And next time in England, I'm going to have to go and visit that as well. I wasn't sure, but this is really cool. I'm glad you like it, Danielle. And I'm going to sew on it. So guess what? I'm going to start again with my pieces. So I like this purple one. I think that I'm going to put that there. We can put, this is a big one. I don't think I need all of that on there, but maybe like that. Or maybe this one. And like that. And we can feed some of the little orange. I don't want to cover, remember? I'm really digging that. So I'm going to leave that as a big green opening. Okay. So yes, so you saw and you liked the backgrounds when we had made them, right? And then you totally can go and cut them up and do whatever makes you happy. I shouldn't have pulled everything off because it was really working. And now I just got to figure it all out again. Don't want that there. We need, where's that pink, hot pink one? That'd be kind of awesome. I need to do some more on this one. I'm going to stamp on that because it's very boring. So let's pull something out and stamp on this. And I'm going to grab my handy dandy script stamp that I shared with you guys last week. This one, Darkroom Door French script. Oh, or I could use the new. Let's do this one. I didn't use this one yet. This new one that Hero Art sent me. Little scraps in Gainsbourg stock, some of Vicki Boutin product. Yay! And Crafty Charlie, I love it. Thank you, because a lot of, I don't know sometimes, right? So digging this stamp. Anything with a script on it, you know I'm all over. So let's put in the raspberry. So I'm not going to go in black or in a different color. I'm going to stay kind of true to what we're doing here. And let's see if it pops up enough. Oh, totally love that. Right? So let's do another one with a little bit of stamp script. I should not have taken the plastic piece off so I can tell if it's upside down or not. Vicki's not very smart sometimes. This is the side. And we will stamp a little bit on there, not that it matters. So I just got a little bit on that. I love it. Let's grab another pink piece. Perfect. Okay. Clean it up. It just adds another little layer, a little bit of something, something. Some paint drips would be cool on here. I did order them in the store and I think they all sold out. I will bring them back in when they're back in stock because you know I'm always going to have every script stamp I can find, good mixed media stamps. I will put in my store, but I will also try to find a link for it. So if you guys want to find it somewhere else, it's super helpful when you use my share sale links. If you feel so inclined, put that back on there. But yes, I think you can never go wrong with a good script stamp, polka dots, those kind of things, right? So here we go. Vicky's starting again because I just picked it up and moved everything. So for real, I'm not going to do this to you again, guys. I'm going to put the stuff on and start building. And then I will glue down. I probably am not starting anywhere near how I did the last time, but it's okay. I'm sure you won't be too annoyed with me. Ish. Love script stamps. Me too. And I have every save one. I went to the shop and most of the stuff is sold out. You guys are crazy. Like the people buy the things. And it's probably because if you're digging what I'm doing, what probably ends up happening is then you buy the things because you're like, I love this. So I want the stamp she's using, or I love it. I need the foundations paper, or you guys buy the things. They don't stay in the store for very long. Okay, let's make this happen now, Vic. Varying some of the pieces, and then I'm going to commit once I lay them all down. Some of them can kind of butt up and then have the green pop in. I might layer it on top too, like that. Because I think the more dimension, the better. You bought the things. It happens, you know, and like I said, I will restock. It will be a little bit because after I get through what is on the shop now, I'm going to need a little bit of a breather because this week has been crazy. It's just because a lot of the things I have to process manually because I am in Canada, but ship all over to the US and across Canada. What ends up happening is I have to do a lot of manual stuff. Okay, we need a bigger piece over there. But I need some blue. Oh, I kind of dig in that. I'm going to put that one there. We need some more yellow, don't we? We have this piece of the pie. Might overlap those a bit. Yes, I like that. What do we need over here? Some purple. Some purple. I'm going to cut a piece of this. But I'll find it and I'll put links up as well, guys. So if you don't want to wait for it to be back up in the shop, that's too hard to cut from that side. I'll find a link. I'm sure I can find it on Simon or one of the other sites. And I'll put it up because I know sometimes you don't want to wait for me. You want the things when you want the things. I am really, really digging this. And I want that to pop out a little bit. What do you think? You need a distribution operation. Yeah, do you want to come and set that up for me, Patty? it's probably going to get to that point. I feel like something will have to change because I don't think I can do all of the things by myself. But at this point, I don't know. So I'm liking this, layering some of this on top. So let's find, we like this pink that we made, right? What do we think? Layer it underneath, maybe? I like that, kind of like that. Yes. Some of these popping out, I'm kind of digging. So let's figure some of that out. Ooh, I like that very much. So what I'm doing is I'm going to kind of position, and then I will commit with a little bit of glue. And then let's grab the sewing machine out and see if I can do it without breaking the things tonight. If I can sew on it, I would really like to, because I think that you guys will like that. I'm at this point, I need some adhesive because I'm liking it. I don't want to move it around too much. It's not a bad thing. Like I say, the amount of work is a bad thing. It's that you guys are interested and placing the orders is good. It's awesome. It's just very hard because I need to be creative at the same time. And now that I'm doing all of this stuff, it means I can't make samples, or there's just not enough Vicki to go around. So we'll figure out the things. But like I said, it's not a bad problem to have. I just need to find some solutions because I would like to be able to do more. So I am using kind of a repositionable adhesive on these. And then let's grab the sewing machine out, and I'm going to sew on it. And I think you are going to see this come together. So start just kind of tacking some of your pieces down. I am not gluing it like crazy. I'm just getting that down. And oh, friends, I love this. I love, love, love this. I think it's going to be beautiful. And I don't think you have to scrapbook this when you're done. I think this could end up making a beautiful piece of art. I might make this as a piece of art. You need a vacay. That's maybe one day. I love how your circle is not exactly perfect and things are edging out a little. What are you going to come out with a script stamp? Well, I have a lot of things that are coming. I have drawn a lot of art. We have, wait till you see the new stencils. I think you guys are going to love the stencil designs that are all ready to go. There again, if I'm always doing all of the things that I don't think is where my time should be spent, like filling orders, I feel like I can find people to do that kind of stuff. I just have to be able to take the time to train someone. So that I can be freed up to do, right? It's like when you say, when will I come out with a script stamp? Well, wait till you see one of the stencils I made. You guys have been asking for waves. I made a new wave stencil. I've drawn a new script stencil, 2 of them. I have some layerable circle stencils that are coming. Now is just having the time to get them into production because it just takes its work, right? I want to put this one down first. Oh, I love this so much. Friends, this is what Vicki needed tonight. And I'm going to even refer to myself in third person because I am so excited with how pretty this is turning out that I feel like this will be like a part deux. Like this is something that we need to revisit again in different ways because I really am digging this. So let some things, I'm going to clip the tip of this. Peek out. You know what I mean? Layer and let it peek out because I think that is what is making this kind of really cool. Let it peek out. See? That one. I love that. right there. Love it. And I have ideas as we start to sew this. So I'm going to turn, because you got to kind of make sure that it all is making sense. I'm going to glue this guy down. I have to say that this may be one of my favorite things I've made in a very long time. This turned out better than my brain thought it was going to be. This would be a great mixed media pre-made background. Nat, I could see this being like art that I sold. Like make a whole bunch of different ones and then sell it as like art that you could put on your wall. I really think that this could be really fun as art pieces. Framed little art pieces, because I really think I could get into doing a bunch of different textures on them too. Oh, that can't go there. Sorry, Vicki, but that can't happen because I don't like that. It's too short. I think that would be fun, right? Love this. I'm glad you do, Jordan. And so I want to know, it is totally is paper quilting, Jerry, because that is my thing. I love to do that. Paper quilting, my jam. Back in the day before all the die cut machines were around, and I used to do work for Better Homes and Gardens, scrapbooks, etc. And I did all of the paper piecing from scratch. We used to, or when I won the Hall of Fame, which if you've been around for a long time as a paper crafter, you might remember that there used to be a contest with one of the scrapbook magazines that I won back in the day, 2006 or something crazy like that now. And one of the techniques I did was all paper pieced. Like I made a little fairy and all of her hair was wire that I had curled. So she had like little curled wire with beads on it and stuff, right? I love paper piecing, but look at how fun this is turning out. Would that not be a pretty piece of art? Like now I'm going to be making that to go on a wall somewhere in my house because I'm really digging that. And we could add texture and stuff. Okay, so what do I need? It's lacking over here. So I just got to layer a little bit and then we're going to grab the sewing machine out of the closet. Do I have any more pink pieces with the stamping on it? I thought I used them. So maybe what colors do I need? This could be good. Do. Yeah, I like that. But it has to poke under because the end is not that clean. Like that. Digging that. And then we need some yellow on this end. So I just got to figure out which piece I want to use. Or some of the pink. Let's cut a piece. And I want some of that stamp on there again. Thanks, Betty. The beginning, it was all these were circles that I then just cut apart, and we're making this pretty pie design. And I'm just trying to decide what I want to do here. I like that. Yeah, I like that. And then we need to sew on this little guy. And I feel like I need one more something over here. What color could that be? Purple. We need a purple, little purple sliver. and know when to stop. You know, we talk about this. Know when to stop. But there's so many things that are going through my mind right now, like variations of this that we could do. And I think we need some kind of purple over in here. And I feel like it is good. Don't you? I like it. What do you guys think? Love this so much. I can see why we don't need to fart about with the circles, because we're going to cut it all up, right? And the other thing, so for a layout, like what would you do? The photo could go right in the center. The photo could be off center. This to me would be another awesome variation of this would be a bunch of smaller circles. Like I feel like we can revisit this multiple times. Like I feel like this could turn into a lot of different art. It does not just need to be one thing. There's a few things I want to do before we sew on here. I feel like it needs some drips, and then I'll dry that and then we'll sew. And I also feel like I need a little bit of purple, and then we're good. But I want this this pinky peachy one. So I'm maybe off camera cutting, but that's what's just happening. I'm just cutting a little piece because I am digging that. And then decide, do I want that there? Don't know. Do I want to sliver it under? Is that a hint of it? Yes. Yes, see. I am digging that. Oh, there's so many things we could do. Like I just feel like I want to do some art journal stuff. I would like to do some kind of class where we could just meet up and make some art, but I feel like it's enough. So now one thing I'm going to do is grab the 2 inks that I used, and I'll show you. There's my tattered rose. That's why I couldn't tell you, because I just put all my inks in order and then I just made a mess with all of it. Twisted citron. I don't want that. I like that. I don't want crushed olive. I think this is what I use. Mowed lawn and twisted citron. So here's what we're going to do, friends. I'm going to find my sheet of plastic that I was working with. Remember, I told you guys I threw everything kind of all around. So I'm going to do this with a little bit of twisted citron, and we're going to wet that, and we're going to very carefully try to put a drip and some taps. See that almost happen? Needs to look like it came out of the circle, because that just makes me happy right there. Some of the sauce spilled out of my pizza, and we like what's going on up here. Oop, that went way crazy. So I'll pick some of that up. Don't want a lot, just a hint. And I only put it over here because I have some blue on my page. So let's put a little bit of this. I want some a little bit darker green drip in there with the mowed lawn. And we'll get the sewing machine. To me, it just makes sense that there is a little bit of this going on. maybe it doesn't make sense to you guys. It just makes sense to me that it can't be too clean. So let's fake like there's a little drip there. And I will pick some of that color up so it's not too dark. And it's kind of flat in here, so let's just do a little bit. But I like where it looks like it's kind of bursted out of our green because it's so clean, right? So clean. I just feel like it needs something, a little something, okay? Whoop. Let me pick that up. I don't want it super dark. So before the pigment starts really to set in, we'll pick some of that up. I'm going to heat this a little bit. Some of that moisture, it's very wet. So I'm just soaking it up with my paper towel. Okay. And don't mess, Vicki, you're going to wreck it. I just want you guys to make the things with me. I don't want you guys to have the fear that you can't do these things, because there is no reason you can't do everything I just did tonight. I don't think there is one reason you couldn't make the layout I made or this background. You don't need to be a Picasso. You need to know when to stop. You need to know that mixed media, the magic is the layers. So you really do need to build this in layers. You should not be in a hurry when you're doing this stuff. So see, now I'm going to share my brain. I love this. It's very light. Now that I dried it, I need to drip a little bit more to create a little bit of depth. But do you see why this made sense? It was very clean, right? What was going on was very clean. And the green was a little flat. So by just bringing it a little bit out of the circle, it, I think, brought it to life a bit. So I wonder if this makes sense, but I feel like it needed that. I am very happy with this. I'm going to put now some more drops of the mowed lawn. I'm not going to drip it because that's scary. I will drip it off of my paintbrush where I want it. So just make that wet. You can go in here and you could cheat a little and just kind of put a dot like that. It's too hard though. So I'm a liar. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to do it. Get off there. Oh, I love it. Oh, I almost dragged my whole thing. So I'm just putting the plastic there. So when I put some of the paint drops in it, it's not going to go everywhere. And reason again over here is because there was a blue piece of art crayon had left a stain. Totally love it. And we'll soak after this dries. Oh, and know when to stop. Remember, friends, know when to stop. Sometimes I go a little too far, but I'm going to stop there. And take some of this, too much. Now I took too much away. Okay. Walk away, Vicki. Walk away from the drips. But we need to dry that so that we can sew. You want to try it. I love it, Debbie. Right? And that's how I hook you guys. Is I know a lot of you need to watch. You need to process. And then you trust. But a lot of times when I'm doing this, you don't trust me right away. You'll look at it and you'll think, okay, Vicki, She can make some ugly stuff. Tonight she made ugly stuff. I watched it happen. And then if you just stick around long enough, it will start to make sense. So I am just making sure all of my drips are not big wet things on here. I'll put this up close so you guys can get a little gander. But you see these, that makes sense to me. Don't do it if you don't want it, right? So that is what it looks like. And now Vicki has to clean up a little bit, and I'll grab the sewing machine and we'll sew on it. And hopefully I don't wreck it, because that could happen. Yeah, I think it would be a pretty piece of art. You totally could do that. You could make it. I'm keeping all the scraps because you know a card is coming out of this. I will add something onto my memory decks and an art journal page from my scraps. We don't throw these away. Why would you throw it away? You just made all that pretty art, right? So now they are set aside. They're going to go in my stack. And I will grab my sewing machine. I wasn't going to sew tonight, but this just totally made me happy. And now I feel like we need to sew on it. Yes, I agree that the green is a good choice for the background. I'm digging it. Digging it. Oh, and look, you guys, see, I never cut that off. Let's cut it off. This will make a lot of you happy, because you've probably been looking at it and going, why doesn't she ever cut those off? It's just the last thing I do. So that will make some of you happy, right? I cut it off. So you can stick around for a minute. I'm going to go walk over here and grab my sewing machine and plug her in. And pray to the sewing machine gods that it works and doesn't wreck my whole background. Ooh, Vicki. Trying to do it with one hand. Burp, burp. It makes sense to you now, Stella. You're trusting me. You're like, it doesn't look like turd anymore, right? Stick around. It's only 9:30, right, Denise? What the heck? But I feel like tonight we achieved the things. We don't need to be here till 11 tonight. I am totally digging it. So let me plug this in. Sorry, friends. I wasn't going to sew on live, so none of it was ready. But in my creative space, I have it set up so I can just grab things, because I've got my slippers on. I'm all ready. I'm going to plug the 20th thing into my outlet here, and hopefully I don't blow up anything. Hey, over 9K members. We should do a push to get Vicki to 10K. Where do I have 9K? Oh, on my group page? Where do I have 9K? I don't know. Michelle? Okay, so how do I set this up so you guys can see? Can you see? Like this? You're not going to be able to see perfectly because I'd have to have a third camera set up, and I have to be able to reach it. So I'll just do my best, okay, friends? You'll see it when it's done. So nothing fancy with my sewing machine. It is I have it set up with a zigzag. So I'll do a couple zigzag stitches. Some of these I'm going to stitch, like this one is just a stitch down the center because I love that it's popped up. But here I'm going to throw a zigger on there, a little zigzag stitch. And we're going to pray to the sewing machine gods that it doesn't all get junked up like it has been in the past. But we'll try it. So yes, sew on the paper. You're going to see right now, I have to flip my pedal around here, that it makes a difference. So here, I'm going to do the things. And right now, everything seems to be going swimmingly. feed it behind. Look how fun that looks. Can you see that? It really, I think, makes a difference. It adds that little bit of texture. Like I said, too, friends, I do not sew on clothes. I only sew on paper. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm going to use my cutout circle backgrounds to experiment with splotches. I love it. Can't commit to it because I will wreck it. Just do the things, right? Do the things. So let's go on here. Where else do I want? I'll do another zigzag right there. And then I'm going to do some straight stitches as well. But like I said, friends, I am not, I do not sew on clothes. I only sew on paper. My daughter would like me to sew on clothes, but I think I would wreck it. I would wreck it. I hear Rich walking around up there. I don't know why he's back in here. He's got work to do. Taking breaks, right? Here's the other thing that I love with the sewing is that it secures when you're doing this kind of layery mixed media, it will hold it in place. It would be awesome with black thread, or you could go in with different colors if you feel like switching it up. Let's switch to a straight stitch. For which one did I say? Here. And I'm going to show you. And I will do it like funky stitching. Like I want this one is going to come. I want to make sure the angle's right. And I'm going to sew it off of the piece. Let's put that in there. And it will not be straight either. I'm going to sew a couple. This is what I was talking about, friends. And I really think it's this sewing machine. If you sew out there, see my straight stitches where the top thread just sits on top, and I have changed the tension and done all of the things. I think it's just a sewing machine. I really want to buy one that pulls the top stitch down and through. I don't like that this sewing machine just stitches the bottom stitch, just loops over. I find that annoying. I need to get a different. Hi, Sarah. Thank you very much. You know, I just love that you guys come and make with me. And I love that I get you to try things that you wouldn't normally do. Like who out there now is thinking, I need a sewing machine? I have been sewing on projects for years and years. I have static. So I almost spilt my pop too. Did you guys see that happen? And now I'm going to make this all wiggly. Been sewing on my projects for years, and I really think it adds that little bit of awesomeness. Sewing with slippers on is not easy though, because I can't feel the pedal. But I'm in the basement and it's too cold down here to not have something on my feet. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. It's like watching paint dry, so you guys can watch as long as you like. But you know I like hanging out. Let me read. Me, I say that every week and then give up. What is me? Natalie, what do you do every week and then give up? I have to have a drink. What are you asking about with the lockdown slippers? I'm telling you. But I'm showered and I have makeup on. So I'm winning today. So see here, I did it off. I'm loving that. So I need to make sure now that maybe I'm going to do the same thing right on this side with the thread coming off. I'm going to start it like this. Oh my goodness, the static is unbelievable down here tonight. The thread, I've never had that happen. The thread is like sticking up on top of the machine. Okay, gonna do it. Wish me luck. I'm doing, no, I'm not gonna, yeah, maybe. Do I want, no, I'm not gonna. I was gonna sew right across and I decided not to. I did not think that was a good idea. How we doing out there, friends? Is anybody playing along tonight? I wanted Janome. There's like pretty colors, right? Has an auto threader. Are you a sewer, Roxanne? Like, do you actually make things with fabric? Not just sewing on your scrapbooking pages or cards? I would like to learn because I love clothes and I have like a whole bunch of design ideas and I would love to learn how to make my own clothes. Because I could sew a whole rainbow wardrobe. It would be awesome. Sew that little piece there. But I do not know how. That's one of those things. And when I have free time, I want to learn how to do felting. Like I would love to learn how to felt. And I would love to learn how to do pottery for all the courses I will take in my free time. And I would love to learn how to sew. Quilting, I've decided I just want to pay somebody to make me quilts. I won't take that hobby on, but I love them. I love them. Karen made me a beautiful quilt. That was a big surprise when I got this huge box in the mail and I'm like, what did Karen Rushton send me in this huge box? And it was a quilt with butterflies on it. It was beautiful. Yes, you're playing along. I love it. You're doing upholstery. What are you upholstering? Michelle in New Zealand. I would love to felt. It's supposed to be relatively easy. I would really love to. I want to make like a whole bunch of like little woodland creatures out of felt. This sewing is making this everything. I really think that the stitching, don't sew everything though, but this one I'm going to put now, let's put a zigzag down that one. So let's switch back to number 4. Number 4, is that what I use? That's looks a little big. Let's go with 3. And I'm going to put a zigzag stitch right through this guy. But we're going to start off of it and hope for the best. I love it so much. This has to be one of my favorite things that I've made in a long time, and I needed it this week. So thank you guys for letting me do these Friday night lives with you and for actually showing up, because I preach it and it actually is proven tonight that this crafting is just good for your heart and your soul and your mind. It just is, because this week, like I told you, it was a rough. Oh, Vicki, you got to move that pop. You're going to spill it. It was a rough one, and this is making it all better. Look how pretty. Can you see them? I don't know if it shows up. I hope you guys can see it, but it really is making a difference. I'm going to do a straight stitch on that as well. Please continue doing them. Oh, I'm not going anywhere unless, well, I'll be here even if I'm here by myself. Like I said, these lives started before COVID times. I was doing them for a while because I teach. I meet up with a lot of you guys. I've met you off of the social medias, like we've met in person. And what I found is that the lives were a great way for us to still meet up when we weren't in person teaching. So the live started just as a fun way for us to meet up. And then it kind of was perfect when we started lockdown, is that I already had this going. I knew how to do all of the things. I knew how to use the camera, all of it set up. I think they've gotten a little better. But I have to say that even the ones we did last summer, when we did our whole kind of de-stress with distress, I think that was last summer, and we made the mini books. I want to do some online classes. I would really like to revisit making art journals by hand like we did last year. And it's fun when it's in a class setting because we can do different things. But I'm loving this. I'm going to put a few more on here and then I'll show you. These lives have really expanded your creativity. I love it, Denise. I love it. And I hope one day when we can be in person, I would love for some of you guys, I hope you'll take one of my creating cruises with me when I can find one and book it. I hope that you will show up. I would really like to do a Vicki Boutin event close to home, like in the Niagara region. One day, I really think that that would be fun. We'll keep doing online classes. We'll keep doing the kits. We'll keep doing the lives. I will be here as long as you guys want to come and join me. We've been at this for 3 years. Yeah, I've been doing these lives for 3 years. Where do I sign up? And would like to meet you in person one day. I would love that. We have a lot of fun. Oh, friends, and remember I said that I wanted to do a Zumba class with my Zumba instructor. I reached out to her and she loved the idea. So I'm going to try to work that out where, of course, I think it should, she's done it with me on Zoom, but because it's her time, I really think that it should be something like we all pay $5 or something. And she would do a Zumba class. I think that that would be so much fun. And you're at home, so you don't have to care what you look like or if you think you look funny when you do Zumba. What's awesome is she can move. She's a great teacher. Her music is awesome. And I think it's just a fun thing we could do together. So I'm going to make arrangements with, her name is Doris. And we do belly dancing. So for sure, we'll do at least one belly dancing song. Oh, that was fun. I set that one up, was on 4, and it was a wider zigzag. And I'm going to do another one of those because I'm really loving it. I love this. I love how this is coming out. So I'm going to work that out. And then anybody who wants to join in, they can. But I think that would be fun if we did Zumba one night. And maybe it can be an ongoing thing, right? But oh my goodness, it's you want the most fun ever. Somebody just said, what did you say? You love my scrapbooking room? Thank you. I need to do a new video where I show you guys my dream box. And I want to show you how I've rearranged my room from when I first set this up. Too much giggling here with belly dancing. Oh my goodness, Natalie, you would love it. It is the best ab workout you can ever do is with the belly dancing. And then I think if we do a Zoom, you guys, I will go on camera. I will totally be okay if you guys can see me. I'm fine with it because I love it. It's so much fun. But I think it would be a lot of fun. And then plus it gets us moving, right? And that's good. I think the getting a little bit of physical activity in is a good thing. But yeah, she was like, oh, Vicki, I love that idea. And I adore her. She's one of the most amazing human beings. And she can shake it like nobody's business. So get ready. If you have not Zumba'd, it is a serious workout. When I was doing it very regularly, it's probably the fittest I was. Zumba and back in the day, do you remember when the cardio boxing and kickboxing with, what was it? Billy Blank. I always say his name wrong. Billy Blanks, Billy Boats, Billy something. there would be tape going over my camera. It's totally okay, Patty. I do think that it would be fun though. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. And I think it would be funny. I think you guys would get a big kick out of it, especially if you've never done it before. You would laugh. So I think we're going to do that. I will arrange it with Doris and then anybody. Billy Blanks, remember? I loved that kickboxing. And then I remember signing up for a kickboxing course where I didn't want to go where there was no sparring. I don't want to hit anybody or no one's hitting me because then we're going to fight. But I went and did cardio kickboxing. Freaking awesome workout. Okay, so anywhere that I have overlapped, I'm going to sew on them and then I'm done with the sewing. But I feel like all of them need a little stitch. I'm going to do a big zigzag right between those two. So we'll leave it on number 4 and I'm going to try. I'm hoping that it will kind of pick up between the two of them. It might not, but we'll try. It's not gonna. We'll start it there. I will do a zigzag and then I'll do straight stitch over top. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Did my thread break? I don't think so, but it got really loose. Remember, Vicki only sews on paper, so anything's possible. I could break stuff all the time. All right, so I'm gonna put another straight one through there. Tie bow with Billy Blanks. Yes, I love it. Yeah, I had all the tapes. We did it. I think even Rich might have joined in back in the day. And then I loved it so much that I went and joined before I had Riley, because I remember I had to quit because I got pregnant. But I thought it was the best, most empowering workout. Was the cardio kickboxing. It was fun. Did anybody else do that? Did you guys have the tapes? What was your favorite workout tape? Do you remember? I remember I had a Cher workout tape and I remember doing the pony. Do the pony. Cher. Loved it. Okay. So I'm going to add a few more. Smaller zigzag. Number 3. They don't have to go all the way down. But I find the sewing is definitely just elevated this whole thing. If you don't have a sewing machine, like Nicole said, you could, what did you call the tool that makes the marks, right? Mark maker, I think you called it, or something, Nick. Or you could use a stamp, or if you have the dies that do the leave the impression that looks like it's stitched, you could do that as well. But I'm digging it. But the ones that are on top, I just find it makes it look more paper pieced and layered when you put the stitches on it. But it could be personal preference. If you don't want to do the sewing, don't do the sewing. Like that one I can see fed through into the bottom, which happens with my sewing machine. This is what I was talking about, right, friends? So another piece, this thread goes underneath where the bobbin is. That's the thing that's been happening on my sewing machine. That doesn't happen all the time, but while I'm sewing, when I can feel it start to pull, and there's extra thread in the bobbin. I'm so old. I remember him, Jack LaLanne, right? Your mom did them. Did he wear the white leisure suits? Isn't he the guy? You did Tai Chi when you were in Taiwan. I love it. Um, Jane with a full face of makeup. Yes. And the blowout. I love it. Jane Fonda, right? We did but I just remember I had a Cher workout tape when Cher was all the rage. Well, again, because after the Sonny and Cher days, when she like had a whole second coming career, that I had her workout tape, and I just remember Do the Pony and doing the pony with Cher. It was awesome. Jack LaLanne had two shepherds and he did eyebrow exercises. Oh my goodness, that is freaking hilarious. Richard Simmons, totally loved him. And was he on Oprah all the time? Or I remember that he would be on different talk show circuits, but I loved him. What, is he still around? Like, whatever happened to Richard Simmons? He's awesome. I love him. I had Sweatin' to the Oldies. Wasn't that what it was called? I think I remember Sweatin' to the Oldies. And do you guys remember what was the exercise show with the girls that I think it was more for men than it was 20-minute workout? Do you guys remember? Is that what it was called? And they were all beautiful and the camera angles were all on their butts. 20-minute workout. And I remember that they would be in their leotards, but I don't think it had anything to do with working out. I think that show was totally for the men to look at those girls' butts. But I remember that, the 20-minute workout, and the camera would go like in a circle, would circle them, and they would just bend over with their knees weren't even bent. Does anybody remember that show? The 20-minute workout. Girls rotated. Yeah, the camera would go around them, and then they'd be like, their head would be looking through they'd be bent in half with their head looking through, and then they just like pulse up and down. Bent in half. Oh, I remember that so much, that we would watch that, and I'd be sitting there thinking, this I don't think has anything to do with workout, but I think I used to do them, the 20-minute workout. Body Break from the 90s. Yes. Does anybody remember in school, did anyone do the Health Hustle? I think it is an Ontario, Canada thing, but we used to do the Health Hustle. And one of the songs was that popcorn song. Remember? Do, do, do. Not that one. It wasn't do, 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 do. No, that's the health. That's the hustle. But I got to remember it. Do 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 do. Do you guys remember that popcorn song? Somebody out there has to remember the Health Hustle, because we would all do it to Leroy Brown, Bad Bad Leroy Brown, and the popcorn song. You would put your hands on your hip and you would just literally go around in a circle from your hips to that popcorn song. Somebody remembers, the popcorn song. We'd stand up beside our desk, and Patty, because we grew up in the same area, we would do it to that popcorn song. Do 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 do. And I don't even know if it's called the popcorn song. I just always thought it sounded like popcorn. But I think I looked it up online. You guys from the States who are probably like, what the heck is she talking about? Look up Health Hustle and you'll be able to find details on the Health Hustle. It's a real thing we did here in Canada. And you'd stand beside your desk and they'd roll. Do you remember back in the day when they'd roll the TV into the classroom? And that would be our exercise. We'd all stand up and do the Health Hustle. It was awesome. Totally dating myself like I do with my Health Hustle talk. My kids always think I'm a total wacko. They're like, what are you talking about, the Health Hustle? Okay, this is the last stitch. I'm going to add another one there. And then I'm going to show you guys close up with the camera. I love this background. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I think I'm going to make multiples of it. So there'll be variations, so you guys can see some variations. And for sure, it's going to be a card base because remember, I'm a card maker now. And I am hoping you will not disappoint me. And if you can find a minute to craft this weekend, that you're going to make your variations and your interpretations of this. Because I know some of you are awesome and you'll even have layouts finished. But I want to see your color palettes. If you switch it up, I want to see what you're making because it is the best thing. And if you're new here, you for sure want to come and join the Vicki Boutin Creative Community on Facebook. It is where all of these lovelies, the majority of them are already members there. And it is a great and inclusive crafting community. So make sure that if you aren't, that's on Facebook. And if you are watching on YouTube and you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. And I would love if when we're done this video, if you can leave a regular comment, not in the live discussion, but in the comment section, because it super helps. It helps other people find us here, build this community. And I do these every weekend. Every Friday, and it's all I ask is please thumbs up and leave a comment so that people can find us and we can grow this community. I love this, friends. What do you think? I'm trying to pull through that thread. So I'll go through and I always see that's what the back looks like. And then I tape all of these. I just take a little piece of Scotch tape and I tape them so that my threads don't lift. But I'm hoping you guys can get a clear. It's a hot mess in the middle. I have to pull the threads through. But sewing is definitely worth it. Do you think that elevated this project? I love this. What are the comments? I am not watching. That looks fantastic. Thank you very much. And is anybody new for the first time tonight? Introduce yourself because I'd love to say hi. I really love how this turned out. And I'll take the camera down because I think it helps. Let me see. I'm not trying not to jiggle you too much. But I think that you guys can get a better view of that when I go in close. Is that helpful? I don't know if it looks blurry or not. Is it blurry? I don't know if it autofocused or not, but that gives you kind of an idea how it looks. And now I'm going to flip the camera without making you sick. Oh, look it. I forgot to move it. So just a second, friends. I forgot to move the camera up so you're not looking at my 20 chins. Remember last week and my phone died and then you guys, it just like flashed on me. You could see me, just the side of my head. And then the string might be backwards in the bobbin. I don't know. We'll figure it out. The black thread would have made it look interesting. It'd be fun, right? So definitely use whatever you want to with it. But I'm really excited with how that turned out. Look at that. So I'm hoping you can see now the lighting is better. But that is probably one of my favorite projects we've made in a long time. Like, I love this. So I'll be making more. I'll be making more of that. Imagine if we did this again, but with smaller circles. So it'd be a lot more labor intensive. But if we made a whole bunch of them on the page. And I agree with Natalie that I think this would be great if I photographed it, would make a great ready-made background. Don't you think, Nat? I agree with you. You're going to draw some stitch marks. Do it, Penny. Or even to poke some, just take a needle and poke, like use your ruler and just poke some stitches. Like you don't have to sew, but sometimes just creating that shadow could be really fun too. So if you don't have a sewing machine, it will still be beautiful without a sewing machine. It looks like a Dresden plate quilt pattern. Yes, for sure, right? yes, a bit of gold glaze on here. Totally. Could do all of the things. I feel like I will leave this exactly as it is, but I will revisit this and make it again. I just feel like this has to be revisited. This was a good technique. I think when people find this video, they're going to enjoy this. I'll have to make sure I put some kind of photo up that pulls people into the YouTube, right? Because we didn't know it was going to end up there, did we? I know a lot of you were poo-pooing this whole technique. You're like, where's she going to go with this? I think that it looks like crap. And then it turned out better than it could have. I needed this. So thank you. This was a long week and this was awesome. So are we asking, I'm missing questions. Yes, this deserves pie charts, the sequel. I love you, Denise. 100%, right? We need a part 2. And welcome. So if you just came and introduced yourself and I missed it, because there's a lot of comments that are going by, welcome. I'm so glad you found us. I'm here every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time making something. And a lot of it is scrapbook and memory keeping based, but you can use it for all of the things. Like this to me could be something you totally could frame. That could be a piece of art if you didn't want to, sorry, the camera's backwards on this, so I have trouble. If you did not want to make it into a layout, this could be a card. This could go in an art journal. I think it would be so much fun. This could be a cover for a mini album. That, see, something just popped in my head. I feel like we'll need to do, but that was fun. This was a good one tonight. And the whole background, if you start watching the video from the beginning, was done with a combination of Tim Holtz Distress ink. It was, yes, on canvas would be freaking awesome. So many ideas, I'm telling you. When you watch these, so here's a golden nugget. Here's a little golden nugget for doing all the things, is why I encourage you to, if you're new and you just found me randomly tonight, I popped up, or one of your friends said, hey, go watch this crazy Canadian lady. She's fun to listen to and she makes some art. And you're like, nah, I don't want a scrapbook. That's not really my jam. What could I do? This is the seed. And you decide how you want to nurture and grow it and what it develops into. I think with fabric, and wouldn't this be fun to sew on your jeans? Like if you cut swatches of scrap fabric, and if I actually knew how to sew on a pant leg, like I might have to hand stitch that. But how fun would this be? You could do whatever you want. We did pretty much quilting. 100% Mrs. W. This is quilting on paper. This is exactly what you would make a quilt out of, but we did it on paper and we made our own fabric with inks. So whatever you want to do is awesome. I cannot wait to see what you guys make out of this, because I think now it's not going to be like last week where there were only a few projects made. I think tonight, some of you crazies will already, if you haven't already, posted on the Vicki Boutin Creative Community. If not, by tomorrow and Sunday, there will be tons of projects, because this will inspire you to pull out your stuff and make something this weekend. And now I've achieved. Yoda has achieved the goal I set out for my Padawans. You will make something. You will totally lost my train of thought. If it was a bad week, now here's something that will make the week better. So anyway, I hope you guys can still hear me, because I threw the camera and the volume is on my phone. So hopefully you can still hear me. That was so much fun. I can't wait to see what you're going to make with it. Yoda, you are, right? It's a piece of paper in your time, or it's a piece of fabric in your time. Don't be scared. Do the things. It is so worth it in the end. I'm telling you, this is like the best. Tonight was the best. I needed it. So thank you. So that's it for me tonight. I'm going to be logging off. So remember the things that I'm asking. If you're watching even on Facebook and you pop over on my YouTube, please thumbs up the video. It helps for people to find us and helps put us in to, like, sometimes YouTube will then like place it into rotation so people can find us and start crafting. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. So there's a little bell on there. Make sure you click on that. And please, when I'm done the live portion of this video, comment in the regular section on YouTube. I love that. It's awesome. And on Facebook, make sure you like and follow me on Facebook, because there's two different things you can do there. And thanks for the hearts and the thumbs up and all those things that you do, because it helps, right? Spending this time with you guys, it helps. That little bit of feedback when you comment, and any interaction is good interaction. So thank you very much. Have a great weekend. I'm going back. I'm quitting for tonight. I'm going to bed, and then your kits will all be coming. So keep watching for your notifications. All the stuff is shipping, and we'll be spending a lot of time together crafting. So thanks so much. Have a great weekend, and make sure you share and tag me for any of the projects that you make from the inspiration or how you were inspired tonight. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you later. End.